This is everything you need to know about the massive criminal network allegedly linked to rapper Diddy, a scandal that's been making waves across the internet. Please note, this video contains sensitive topics. Certain explicit terms will be censored using sound effects for viewer safety. Viewer discretion is advised. Sean Love Combs, better known as Diddy, is a 54-year-old internationally famous American rapper who has been nominated for a Grammy 3 times. On September 16, 2024, Diddy was arrested by police while staying at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City. Authorities had been quietly monitoring him for quite some time. With a key witness and compelling evidence finally in place, they decided to take immediate action. The investigation gained momentum when Diddy's ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of years of abuse throughout their relationship. Her claims included physical assault, sexual coercion, and even being forced to sleep with other men while Diddy watched. But it didn't stop there. Cassie also exposed Diddy's alleged involvement in illegal businesses, including human trafficking. To prevent the scandal from exploding online, Diddy reportedly paid a large settlement to silence her, and she withdrew the lawsuit. However, the police believed there was more beneath the surface and continued their investigation. Over time, numerous anonymous individuals stepped forward, accusing Diddy of a range of disturbing acts, from sexual misconduct to organized group assaults. As more evidence mounted, the case reached a boiling point on September 16, 2024, when he was formally arrested. Shortly after, authorities obtained search warrants for several of his properties. During one raid, investigators were stunned to discover over 1,000 industrial-sized bottles of lubricant stored inside one of Diddy's homes. The bizarre quantity and size of the bottles raised serious concerns about their intended use, leading police to suspect they were part of something far darker. On September 17, 2024, a formal indictment was released, listing multiple serious charges: illegal enterprise operations, conspiracy, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, and several other unspecified crimes. But that's not the end of the story. The internet quickly turned its attention to Justin Bieber, one of the artists Diddy mentored early in his career. There was a period when the two were extremely close, spending significant time together. This led fans to speculate. Could Justin have been one of Diddy's victims? Not long after his time with Diddy, Justin appeared to spiral, struggling both mentally and physically. Some fans began to analyze his song lyrics, suspecting that he was subtly referencing traumatic experiences during his time working under Diddy's guidance. As of now, Justin Bieber has not made any public statement regarding these allegations. This is part 2 of our deep dive into Diddy, the untold stories behind the rise of rap's most infamous mogul. In this episode, we explore his college years and the early days of his career, a time that laid the foundation for both his fame and his notoriety. Yes, believe it or not, Diddy once lived the life of a regular student. But that all went off the rails pretty quickly. In the late 1980s, after graduating high school, Sean Combs enrolled at Howard University in Washington, D.C., majoring in business administration. And it was during his time there that the first signs of violent behavior toward women reportedly began. According to 3 independent sources confirmed by Rolling Stone, Diddy was allegedly abusive to his college girlfriend. In one incident, after an argument, Diddy stormed over to her dorm, pounded on her door, demanding to talk. When she opened it, he allegedly struck her with a hard object. Other students in the dorm tried to intervene, but he refused to stop. Thankfully, he dropped out during his sophomore year to pursue a career in the music industry. Honestly, many on campus were probably relieved to see him go. Despite dropping out in 2014, Howard University invited him back to award him an honorary degree recognizing his success in the entertainment world. But that praise didn't age well. In June 2024, after video footage surfaced showing Diddy physically assaulting his ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, the university made a swift decision. They cut all ties with him and revoked his honorary degree. After leaving college in 1990, Sean landed an internship at Uptown Records. Thanks to his ambition, talent, and connections, he quickly rose through the ranks and was promoted to vice president. But trouble followed him again. On November 28, 1991, now going by the name Puff Diddy, he organized a charity basketball event held in the basement gym of a New York City college. The gym had a maximum capacity of about 2,700 people, but nearly 5,000 people forced their way in. The overcrowding led to a devastating human crush, where 9 people died and 27 others were injured. Among the victims was the wife of rapper Father MC, one of Uptown's biggest artists at the time. Diddy wasn't criminally charged, but he faced multiple lawsuits for negligence and poor event planning. Soon after, he was fired from Uptown Records. When asked later why he was let go, Diddy vaguely claimed it was due to creative differences. But insiders who worked with him say otherwise. He was let go for being reckless, disorganized, and increasingly difficult to manage. Many also believe that the tragic death of Father MC's wife played a major role in his dismissal, especially since Father MC had significant influence at the label. Either way, Diddy was out, and he decided to take matters into his own hands. That same year, he laid the groundwork for what would become his own music empire, a move that would define the next chapter of his life, one filled with power, success, and darker shadows still to come. As of now, Diddy is legally presumed innocent. Only if a court finds him guilty will he officially be considered a criminal. Also, as usual, certain explicit words in this video will be censored for safety. Viewer discretion is advised. From the very start of his career, whispers of Diddy's dark behavior followed him behind the scenes. In late 1993, he founded his own label, Bad Boy Entertainment. The East Coast quickly rallied behind him and his rising artists, including the notorious B.I.G. aka Biggie. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, Death Row Records dominated with icons like Snoop Dogg and Tupac Shakur. This East Coast-West Coast rivalry soon turned toxic and deadly. On September 13, 1996, Tupac was shot and killed. To this day, the case remains unsolved, but many rumors pointed fingers at Diddy. Then, on March 9, 1997, Biggie Smalls, Diddy's closest artist and friend, was also murdered. Once again, speculation circled Diddy, with some believing he played a role in orchestrating both deaths. From the mid-1990s to 2007, Diddy was in an on-again, off-again relationship with model and actress Kim Porter. Together, they had children despite constant breakups and reconciliations. During this time, from 1999 to 2001, Diddy also dated Jennifer Lopez. In 1999, the couple was arrested after a shooting at a New York nightclub. A woman was seriously injured. J. Lo was released, but Diddy was charged. Eventually, he was acquitted of all criminal charges. However, the woman who was injured filed a civil lawsuit and later settled for $130 million. In 2006, Diddy heard a track by a young singer named Cassandra Ventura, Cassie. He was instantly hooked and signed her to his label. At the time, she was 19. Diddy was 38. The two began dating and stayed in a relationship until 2018. Then, on November 16, 2023, Cassie filed a 35-page lawsuit that sent shockwaves through the industry. She exposed years of alleged abuse, manipulation, and criminal behavior. She accused Diddy of physical and emotional abuse, including setting fire to Kid Cudi's car, attempting to assassinate Suge Knight, the former CEO of Death Row, forcing her to have sex with other men while he watched and filmed it. When they first met, Diddy was still dating Kim Porter and Cassie had a boyfriend. Cassie later said that when she found out Diddy liked her, she felt sick. The age gap and power imbalance terrified her. But Diddy didn't care. He forced her to attend his parties, claiming they were just company events. At these parties, he pressured her to take hard drugs until she passed out, then allegedly raped her while she was unconscious. Over time, Diddy took complete control over Cassie's life, her career, her finances, even her body. He pushed drugs on her constantly, and Cassie said everywhere she went with him, drugs were just there, as common as candy. She began losing memory of what she was being made to take. Throughout their relationship, her body was covered in bruises and scars from Diddy's assaults. To avoid raising questions, he would lock her in hotel rooms until her injuries healed. She endured countless horrifying experiences, including one incident captured on hotel security footage in 2016. where Cassie tried to run away while Diddy chased and physically attacked her. There are other, even more disturbing videos out there. You can search for them yourself, viewer discretion highly advised. Cassie also claimed that Diddy's employees weren't just aware of his crimes. They helped cover them up. Now, let's talk about the freak-off parties, which I briefly mentioned in earlier videos. This time, let's go deeper. The first party took place at Diddy's home in Los Angeles, just months after he started dating Cassie. He hired a man to have sex with Cassie while everyone at the party wore masks. Diddy stood by, watching, touching himself, and recording it all, as if building a private archive. These wild parties happened regularly, sometimes at his homes, other times in hotel suites. His staff handled the logistics, booking guests, setting the scene, and cleaning up the aftermath. These parties were so violent, chaotic, and extreme that Cassie often had to get 4 fluids afterward, not just for a day, but for several days just to recover. All the while, Diddy recorded everything. Cassie described the events as disgusting and terrifying, but she was too afraid to speak up. In 2015, after one such party, Cassie and Diddy ran into one of her friends. That friend said something that triggered Diddy's rage. He grabbed her friend by the collar, dragged her onto a balcony, and pushed her off from the 17th floor. Cassie, barely conscious from drugs, was too weak to react. After each party, Diddy would apologize by showering her with expensive gifts, which Cassie said made her feel even more trapped. She said the gifts weren't kind gestures. They were golden chains from the man who held her captive. And everything you've just heard? That's just a fraction of the atrocities Cassie says Diddy committed. The case against Diddy just got a whole lot more explosive. Everyone. A law firm in Texas has just come forward, revealing that over 120 individuals have accused Diddy of sexual assault. Among them, 25 were under the age of 18 at the time of the alleged abuse, and the youngest reported victim was only 9 years old. The lead attorney on the case stated that more than 3,000 people have reached out, claiming they too were victims of Diddy. He also said that once these lawsuits are officially filed, Diddy won't be the only one named. There will be a long list of high-profile celebrities who could also be facing serious charges. As of now, Diddy continues to deny all allegations and maintains that he is innocent of any wrongdoing. A new lawsuit has just been filed against Diddy, and it's getting even darker. A New York-based attorney is now representing 3 anonymous men, accusing Diddy of abusing his power, influence, and wealth to sexually assault them. The incidents listed in the complaint allegedly occurred between 2019 and 2022. Each of the 3 men claims they were assaulted at different times during this period. According to the lawsuit, Diddy invited them out, either socially or under the pretense of discussing business. Everything seemed normal until they had a drink. Shortly after drinking, they felt dizzy and blacked out. When they regained consciousness, they realized Diddy was allegedly assaulting them. As always, I'll keep you updated the moment more details surface in this case.